Hey, Salema, everyone. I want to come on here to um, say greetings to everyone. It's been a while since I have posted anything, but I wanted to start with something that I felt was very important because it seems to be an issue that so many of us um, seem to argue about when it is simply an issue that we're not sitting down and reading the text and making sense of what is going on. And so, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Husha, aka Joshua chapter 6, about what the instructions were to him to do concerning Jericho, um, aka Jericho, and what was done, what exactly happened. Now, I want to preface by saying the Most High makes it very clear about what happens on the Sabbath. And one of the things the Most High talks about, of course, is fighting war, going into war or doing anything like that on the Sabbath. This is um, not something that we can do. So the question is, would he go against his word in what he has to say and what he instructs us to do? So we're going to be reading from Husha chapter 6, verses 1 through 16. And then we're going to talk about what happens, right? So let's start. And Jericho was shut up tight because of the presence of the sons of Akobi, none going out and none coming in. And the Most High said to Husha, see, I have given Jericho and its sovereign, mighty brave men into your hand. And you shall go around the city, all the men of battle going around the city once. Do this for 6 days. And let 7 priests bear 7 sorpot of the oblate before the ark. And on the 7th day go around the city 7 times, while the priests blow with the soparot. And it shall be, when they make a long blast with the horn of a yobel, and when you hear the voice of the sopar, that all the people shout with a great sound, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall go up every man straight before him. And Husha son of Nun called the priests and said to them, take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 sorpot of Yobelim before the ark of the Most High. And he said to the people, pass over and go around the city, and let he who is armed pass over before the ark of the Most High. And it came to be, when Husha had spoken to the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 soparot of the Lobalim before the Most High passed over and blew at the soparot, and the ark of the covenant of the Most High went after them. And the armed men went before the priest who blew the soparot, and the rear guard came after the ark, going on and blowing with the soparot. But Husha had commanded the people, saying, do not make a sound or cause your voice to be heard, nor let any word come out of your mouth, until the day I say to you, shout, then you shall shout. And the ark of the Most High went around the city, going around once. And they came into the camp and stayed in the camp. And Husha rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Most High. And 7 priests bearing 7 soparot of the Obolim before the ark of the Most High were walking, going on, and they blew at the soparot, and the armed men went before them. But the rear guard came after the ark, and the Most High going on and blowing with the soparot. And the 2nd day they went around the city once and returned to the camp. Thus they did 6 days. And it came to be on the 7th day that they rose early, about the dawning of the day, and went around the city 7 times on this day. And on that day they went around the city 7 times. And it came to be at the 7th time, when the priests blew at soparot, that Husha said to the people, shout, for the Most High hast given you the city. Okay, so we're going to stop there at verse 16 and we're going to go back and we're going to look at what the instruction was, what was given to them, what actually took place. So we can put to rest finally, with proper understanding, what happened and how it was done. So we can be clear that none of this took place on the Sabbath. Okay, so let's look at the directions here as it was given to Husha by the Most High. So he says to him that you shall go around the city, all the men of battle, going around the city once, doing this for 6 days. Now, when we read this, because of how um, we are taught rather, sorry, to think, is that the Most High telling him that you will do this for 6 days. We take this to mean that it's going to be consecutive days, right? That they're going to get up tomorrow, they're going to do it, then they're going to get up the next day after that, they're going to do it, and they're going to do this straight for 6 days. But that's not what we see here. The Most High is telling him, you're going to do this for 6 days. He then goes on to say, and let 7 priests bear 7 separate of the Obelim before the ark, and on the 7th day go around the city 7 times while the priests blow with the sopar. Right? So look at what it says. And it shall be when they make a long blast with the horn of the Yobel, which is plural, many horns. And when you hear the voice of the sopar, that all the people shout with a great sound, and the wall of the city shall fall flat. Now let's go down here to verse 10, right? Husha says, verse 9 rather. And the armed men went before the priest who blow the soparat, and the rear guard came after the ark, going on and blowing with the soparat. But Husha commanded the people, saying, do not make a sound or cause your voice to be heard, nor let any word come out of your mouth until the day I say to you, shout, then you shall shout. Let's look at this, until the day. So remember, they were told to um, do something in particular for 6 days. Now, when we see here, Husha says, on the day that I tell you. So what's obviously has happened, that the Most High is going to give Husha instructions on, of course, what day to start, what's going to be the second day that you're going to do it, what's going to be the third day that you're going to do it, what's going to be the fourth day that you're going to do it. So the clue as to what happens is going to be brought to us in very clear sight in the next few verses. Verse 11 says, and the ark of the Most High went around the city, going around once. And they came into the camp and stayed in the camp. So we see that they did something, right, on the first day. They did what they're instructed to do, then they went back to the camp. Now look at what verse 12 said. And Husha rose early in the morning. So this is the next day after the first day, right, that they did it. And the priests took up the ark of the Most High, and 7 priests bearing 7 soparot of Yobalim before the ark of the Most High were walking, going on, and they blew at the soparot, and the armed men went before them, but the rear guard came after the ark of the Most High, going on and blowing with the soparot. So you see here something different is happening. So they're doing something after they went around the walls of Jericho or Jericho on day 1. Look at verse 14. And the second day they went around the city once and returned to the camp. Thus they did 6 days. So we see they went around the first day. They rose on the next morning. They did something in particular but it was not going around Jericho. They repeated what they did on the first day, on the second day. And then by extrapolation, they would then repeat what they did on the next day after the first day. They would do this in between when they went around the city for each day. Yeah? So it could have been that today was the first day, they did something in between, and then, well, not could have been, then they went on the second day, right, which was 2 days later. Then they did something in between. Then they did it again on the third day, which was 2 days later. And they repeated this process until they had completed 6 days. And then on the seventh time that they would do it, they would then go around the city 7 times. So if we read this very carefully and pay attention, we'll see the instructions that were given and actually what happened, because it's right there in front of us. So, to clear up any ambiguity of the arguments that continue to take place, this was not done for 6 straight days, and then they marched around the city on the Sabbath 7 times, because one, this would have broken the instruction given by the Most High that you do not go to war on the Sabbath. But also, the priests would have been moved away from doing their duties, which they had to do with regards to sacrifices that needed to be done on the Sabbath and other responsibilities. So it could not have been on the Sabbath. So, again, to recap, the Most High gave them an instruction to do something for 6 days. It was not 6 consecutive days. They had one day they marched around the city once, then they did something else in between. Second day they marched around the city once, then they repeated what they did after the first day, after the second day, and they continued this process until they got to the seventh time that they were to do it. Then they did what they were supposed to do. So I hope that this clears it up and makes it crystal clear as to exactly what happened. And I want to encourage all of us that when we read the word, we have to read while paying attention to everything else that we have read before. So we know how things should happen, cannot happen, what the Most High has instructed, but we must also pray and read with clarity to have the spiritual understanding to be able to see exactly what's going on. So that being said, everybody, I'll see you on the next one, which will be in the next couple of days. Selah.